What's good? It's a string caution. Time to go my official WWE Elimination Chamber predictions. Finna go over every match on the card, what I think of every single match, what I could think leading into after every single match. If you like daily wrestling content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. But I'm gonna jump straight into the predictions. The first match I want to start off with is the Women's Elimination Chamber match between Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Asuka, Kiana James, Raquel, and Alexa Bliss. This match is very interesting. Very interesting. I like the participants in this match, to be honest. I do think it only comes down to 2 participants, but for the most part, I do like the participants. Kiana James is a young, rising, up-and-coming star that they put some stock into for the past month or two. They have really been giving her some wins, which is very shocking. I like what they're doing with Kiana James. I'm expecting her to have a huge showing into this match. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if she even makes it into I don't think she's going to be the first one eliminated. I actually think it's going to be Asuka probably be the first eliminated because I do think they want Kiana to have a good showing. But nonetheless, I'm actually excited to see what Kiana James does in this Elimination Chamber match. Even if she's the first one to get eliminated, I hope she has a good showing. I've been very high on Kiana James, so I'm just happy that she's in the position. Of course, she's not winning this match. She's not going to WrestleMania challenging for the WWE Women's title. She's just not. She needs to focus on winning a mid-card title before we even get to that discussion. But nonetheless, it's a good thing that she's in this position. Now, the next participant that I want to get rid of is Asuka. I just don't see a world where Asuka is challenging Jade for the world title. It's just that simple. Plus, they're still telling the story between her and Kyrie, which we don't know if that story is ever going to get paid off. And I honestly don't really care about that story due to the lack of concern and effort they have put into that story ever since the whole EL Sky thing fell apart. So I really don't care personally. Asuka is a good addition to the match. We just know that she's not winning this match. I wouldn't even be shocked if she's the first person eliminated, if I'm being honest. So yeah, there's no chance of Asuka winning this match at all. Moving on to Raquel. Raquel is a very interesting choice because I was really hoping that Raquel would eventually make it to the chamber, potentially can add some stakes to it. But due to the fact that Liv Morgan already chose her opponent with Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel is not winning. Plus, as much as I like Raquel, I do not want to see a Raquel and Jade Cargill feud. I think the match wouldn't be that bad, but I just wouldn't want to see that feud personally. But this would have been an interesting choice. Raquel would have actually been an interesting choice if Liv Morgan didn't choose her opponent, because you could have told the story of eventually Raquel choosing Stephanie and making it a triple threat. But with WWE, when the person from the Royal Rumble choose their opponent, it's guaranteed that the person from Elimination Chamber had to choose the champion that is not chosen. So in this scenario, Raquel has no shot of winning this match. Would have been interesting, though, if Liv Morgan choose Stephanie already. But nonetheless, I am excited to see what Raquel does, but she has no shot of winning this at all. Now we're going to move on to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, to me personally, I just don't care about her, honestly. I do not want to see Alexa Bliss winning here. The thing is, I actually could see a world where she actually wins, but the only way this makes sense to me if she wins is if you put Charlotte Flair in the match. That's the only way. You would have to do some Rhea Ripley from last year to make this work, because Alexa Bliss and Jade Cargill as a WrestleMania match just doesn't move me, especially because for me personally, Alexa Bliss has been very boring to me. She's just way better as a heel in my opinion, and a babyface Alexa Bliss and a heel Jade Cargill just doesn't move me. If you add Charlotte Flair into the mix, then it becomes a bit more interesting. But again, I don't know if WWE is going to go through all of those mental gymnastics to make that work. They teased Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill on the recent episode of SmackDown. I remember when Jade Cargill first got to SmackDown, they teased it. So this is clearly a match they want to do. I just assume it'll be a one-on-one match, but it wouldn't shock me if they made this into a multi-man match. But personally, I just have a hard time believing in Alexa Bliss winning this match personally. Moving on to Rhea Ripley, who is probably the favorite to win this match, which a lot of people are moving on to. Originally, Rhea Ripley was my favorite. Now, a lot of this is going to really come down to if they're going to lose those tag titles on Friday on SmackDown. I don't think they're going to lose those tag titles. I don't. I think Rhea Ripley will retain the tag titles. I think Rhea will retain. And I think I don't think Rhea Ripley's winning. It's very shocking. It's very hard for me not to pick Rhea in this situation. But the only reason why I'm not picking Rhea is because Rhea and Io are kind of connected. Whatever Rhea is doing, Io Sky has to be doing something. So if Rio is gonna lose the tag team titles in this scenario, what does Io Sky does? Now, and a lot of people are saying that, well, they could just have Julia and Io have a match, which I understand, but my only concern is, one, I'm not confident that the U.S. title is going to be at Mania. It hasn't been on the PLE since it existed. So I'm not confident it's going to be on the PLE. I'm not sure it's going to be at WrestleMania. Number two, if that was the case, it just wouldn't make sense because there's no reason for Io Sky to go to SmackDown. She would still be on Raw if they lose the title, because the only reason why Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are even on SmackDown is because they're tag team champions. If they lose the titles, there's no reason for Io Sky to be on SmackDown. You can't just use the excuse of, well, we're friends, that's why we're on SmackDown. No, that doesn't make sense. So it just wouldn't even make sense to even make that correlation, to even make that work. I know they teased it, but it just wouldn't make sense. So in my opinion, I think Rio will retain. I think they're going to run some program with the Bellas, maybe a multi-man tag team match for the women's tag team titles. But I do have Rhea Ripley not winning here, but it is very hard for me not to pick Rhea Ripley because WWE, their ticket sales ain't looking too good. And if they want to sell some tickets, I remember they turned John Cena heel last year to sell those tickets. So they want to sell some tickets. You want a big match? Rhea Ripley is your girl. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. That's your match right there. That could possibly be the night one main event. So who knows? But I just have a hard time believing that Rhea Ripley is going to win this match. Now for my pick to win this match, it is Tiffany Stratton. I know this is a very boring option. I know people don't want to see it. I understand it. We've seen this match plenty of times, but I just think Tiffany Stratton is the person who makes the most sense if we're talking from a story perspective, from a person who already has history with Jade Cargill. Plus, Jade Cargill was the one that injured Tiffany Stratton in the first place to even beat her. So you have a clear story right there. Plus, it makes perfect sense from a babyface heel dynamic. I just think it makes sense. I'm not saying I love it. I don't hate it. I don't mind it as much, mainly because it is pushing a new star in Tiffany Stratton. Now, I know Tiffany Stratton had a WrestleMania match last year for the title, but again, she is still a new star. Jade Cargill is a new star, so it would be something refreshing to see two new stars going at it at Mania. I like it personally. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. But I do understand why people do not want to see this matchup because we've seen it many times, but it's the only thing that makes logical sense to me personally. I could see them going in a different direction, but me personally, WWE very much goes the very predictable route a lot of the times, and this is a very predictable outcome. It's a boring one, I will admit that, but I do think a second time around with this feud, give it some proper build, I do think it could be a lot better than what we got in the past. But to be fair, that is putting a lot of trust in Triple H. So overall, I do think Tiffany Stratton will be the one winning the Women's Elimination Chamber. Again, I don't think it's the best option. I think that's Rhea Ripley, but I do think it is the more predictable and more likely option in my opinion. Moving on to Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I do not care about this match at all. I really don't. The build has not been that good. I have not liked the way they have portrayed Becky Lynch. AJ Lee's promos have not been that great either. I just don't like this build. They have no chemistry at all. Nothing is clicking for the most part. This feud really started because really just their husbands hated each other. That's really why this feud really started. But nonetheless, I do think AJ Lee will win this match, unfortunately, because I just don't see no other route. Because if you have Becky Lynch win this match and then have AJ win at Mania, I just feel like that's backwards because AJ Lee is a part-timer. I don't think we need a part-timer holding a championship right now, especially the Women's Intercontinental Championship, because the only reason why the Women's Intercontinental Championship has any relevance is because of Becky Lynch. Putting it on AJ Lee, yes, brings some relevance, but the problem is if she's not going to be there, it doesn't really matter at that point. So it's like, I'm not really trying to see an AJ Lee title run. So if you're going to have AJ Lee win, just have her win it now so that way she could lose at Mania. But that also raised the question is, why would you do that just for her to lose it at Mania? It's very weird because I could see Becky Lynch winning, but I could also see AJ Lee winning here. But I think AJ Lee is going to win here mainly because I think they're going to tell the story of Punk and AJ Lee both holding championships at the same time in Chicago, a big moment. So I could definitely see it. Husband and wife, tell that story. I could definitely see that playing out in my opinion. I could definitely see WWE doing that. So it is what it is. I'm not excited for this match because I don't think this match is going to be good. I have no faith in this match, not because of Becky Lynch. And I'm not even trying to sound like an AJ Lee hater, but it's just going to be very hard to convince me that AJ Lee is going to put on a good match with Becky Lynch, a person who hasn't had a singles match in over 10 years. Like, it's going to be very hard to convince me that this match is going to be good. I'm sorry, especially the promos have not been good. The segments, it's just, I just have a hard time believing this match is going to be good. I'm hoping it's good. I want to be proven wrong, but I just don't think this match is going to be good, but I do have AJ Lee becoming your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Moving on to the World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk versus Finn Balor. I am not going to go that in depth on this match. Again, this is another match that I'm not that excited about because we all know who's winning. We know the main goal is for CM Punk and Roman Reigns to face. Again, CM Punk is retaining here. Now, the other interesting factor is will Dominic and the Judgment Day cost him the match? I don't think so. The only reason I don't think so is only because there is well, actually, now that I think about it, I do think I think they're going to accidentally cost Finn Balor the match. I was thinking maybe not, because Dominic Mysterio did say in a segment where he was saying that he needs Finn and JD to help him next week. I think what's going to happen is that they're going to accidentally cost him the match. Then Dominic Mysterio potentially could not have is not going to have JD or Finn Balor help him next. I don't think Finn Balor is going to help Dominic next week to retain his title. I think Dominic will retain by cheating. He just won't have the help of the Judgment Day. Then that's going to eventually lead to Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I think that's what's going to happen. So I do think that Dominic and JD, or maybe just Dominic in this situation. I think JD will stay out of it, because JD did say that he wanted to do his best for Finn, so he'll stay out of it. I think Dom will interfere in the match, accidentally cost Finn Balor the match, and CM Punk retains. I think that's the route they're going to finally start building towards Dominic versus Finn Balor, because that is the obvious route that they're going for the IC title. That feud doesn't need the IC title, but that's the direction it's going. So we can move on with this feud. The feud has been fine, but we can move on with this predictable outcome. It should be a great match, but we can move on from this, that CM Punk is going to win, and then he can move on to bigger and better things, which is Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now moving on, what I'm assuming is the main event, which is the men's Elimination Chamber match between Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. All right, I'm going to get the two obvious ones out the way. Trick Williams and Javon Evans. They're not winning. It's that simple. I like that they're in this match, bringing in some new NXT talent, showcase them. I like it. It is very interesting because Trick Williams is the only heel in this match, which is very ironic because he's the only heel in the match, but he's arguably the third most over guy. Besides him, it's really just Cody and Randy that's more over to him. Like, it's ridiculous. So he's not even a real heel, because people are going to be cheering for Trick Williams in this match. They're going to be chanting "Whoop that Trick" in this match. So very crazy. But I like that they're having Javon and Trick Williams showcase them. This is a very big stage, so that really means they have really big plans for them in the future. Hopefully, I like them in this match, but they have no shot of winning, of course. Now moving on to LA Knight. Yeah, it's LA Knight. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I like LA Knight's cool, but we all know LA Knight's not winning. He's been a loser for 3 years. He always loses these big matches. Money in the Bank, he loses. Any title match, he loses. He's not winning now. Let's just be honest. LA Knight fans are still going to hope that he wins this. He's not winning. He's not winning this match. Let's just be honest. He's not winning this match. He's there. It gives him a spot. Probably going to face Brock Lesnar in Mania, which I don't want to see, but he's not winning this match. And then moving on to Jey Uso. Jey Uso wasn't originally planned for this match. This was supposed to be Bronson Reed, which is unfortunate because I'm assuming they was going to reveal the Masked Man here. But without Bronson Reed being in the match now, I don't think we get the reveal of the Masked Man, and I don't even know if we even ever get a reveal of the Masked Man. Probably they should, to be honest. But they probably should just strap that storyline. But Jey Uso was here. He's not winning this match because he wasn't supposed to be in this match in the first place. But be prepared to see him yeeting on the pod. Just be prepared for that. So if you already are annoyed with Jey Uso, if you already don't like him, you're definitely not going to like him in this match, because he's definitely going to run it back. He's going to run it back and yeet in that chamber. So be prepared for that. Now we're going to get to the two participants that really have a shot. Randy Orton. Randy Orton is an interesting case. Now, whoever wins this chamber match is not going to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. It's going to be a multi-man match. That's basically confirmed with the way they've been booking this. Drew McIntyre has been interfering in everything with everybody in the Elimination Chamber match and SmackDown. He's been interfering with Cody, Jacob, Randy. Any person on SmackDown who has a threat at his championship, he's been interfering. So it wouldn't be shocking if he actually interferes in this match. I don't think he will, but it wouldn't be shocking. It would actually make more sense for him to interfere in this match, because you don't want to face Cody, so you might as well interfere in this match, but I don't think so. But they've been telling the story of Randy, what he's going to do with Cody in the chamber. Is he going to turn heel? Who knows? But I can see Randy potentially winning this match. The only problem is Randy don't win on PLEs. He just doesn't. He just doesn't win on PLEs. So it's very hard for me to buy into Randy. Plus, Cody Rhodes is the golden boy. He's the guy that they want to main event WrestleMania. Cody is going to make it into that Mania match regardless of him winning or losing this match. So I don't know if they want to just go with Randy winning this match and then have Cody struggle a little bit more. I don't know, because that's typically not what they do with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes typically either wins the Rumble or he's probably going to win the Chamber. But nonetheless, I don't mind if Randy wins this match. It adds him into the potential Fatal 4-Way, because if Randy wins this match, that kind of guarantees it's going to be a Fatal 4-Way, because Jacob Fatu is going to be in that match. With the way they're booking it, Jacob kind of has to be in that match by that point, and Cody Rhodes is going to eventually make it. So I actually would like it if Randy wins, because it kind of confirms we're getting a Fatal 4-Way where Cody it more so confirms we're getting a triple threat more so. So Randy is an interesting option. Plus, who knows? This could be the start of a potential heel turn to eventually get to that Randy and Cody feud eventually. So I do think it is the more interesting option if Randy Orton does win. But my official pick is Cody Rhodes. It's the boring pick, but he's going to be in the match. He's going to main event WrestleMania. He's getting that night one. He's going to get it. It's the safe option. WWE is very safe with their PLEs, so it's the only thing I see. I just can't see it. Plus, Randy don't win on PLEs. I just have a hard time believing that they're going to have Cody lose this match and have him find another way to get in there. I just have a hard time. They're going to have Cody win. Then they're going to set up as Cody and Drew, but eventually Jacob is going to get in the match. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be some interferences where Randy potentially could get added into well. But it's going to be a multi-man match nonetheless. But Cody Rhodes, I have Cody Rhodes winning the men's Elimination Chamber. Those are my overall thoughts and opinions and predictions of the Elimination Chamber. You guys let me know your overall thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know your prediction down below in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. But yeah, that's it.